Hi, Anthony Bob Barker here, and today I just want to do a quick shop tour. So we're going to kind of go over the progress that we've made in the last year or so, how well the projects have turned out functionally, and what our future plans will be. So let's get started. Okay, so to start off, my workshop is my garage, and for multiple reasons, both me and my wife continue to park in here, so I do need to work around that. So that was my first limitation. I need to make sure this stays functioning. Even though it's a decent sized garage, I need it to still house the cars. So everything that I've been making has been mobile. That way I can, move it out, do whatever working I want to do, and then get it out of the way, and then park the cars in there for the night.
So this kind of shows the general layout of the garage. Just going to kind of pan around so you can see my workbench. I always keep stored against the wall when I'm not using it, and then got lots of open space in the middle, which is right where I usually put the workbench when I am doing projects. And I got my router table stored right there temporarily right next to this bike that my wife bought to take Bob Barker on rides with.
So for this area, my vehicle goes right here, but then my workbench, it'll just slide up against the wall. I keep this stored here, just my crosscut sled. And then over in this area is a future improvement plan. I just have this cheap old thing here. And what I'm gonna do with that is actually I'm just gonna make another rollable cabinet, and on top is where I'll be mounting like a planer that I got. So that'll be another functional piece. And then I store the plywood back here. The problem is when I park my vehicle in here, if it happens to be raining, which luckily isn't too much since I'm in Southern California, the water that drip off from my vehicle pulls up and hits down there. So I need to make sure that's a little bit off the ground. So I do plan on making a storage rack for plywood back here. I'm not going to make it mobile because I honestly don't have more space to move it around to. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a raised platform that I'm going to be putting there for that. So that brings us over to this section, which AC, that has worked great, and I've used the heater a few times. And like I said, I'm in Southern California, so I don't need it that much, but it actually has worked out really great. And for my drill station, this has worked out wonderfully. It's so useful and handy to have my stuff here, and just such easy to get in and out. All right, and then I also keep my main shop vac and the separator right here that I kind of wheel out and use for dust collection for most of my stuff. Then this table here, this chair here is actually something that I made before I started the channel. It was just kind of a project I did just because I'm not too excited about how it came out, so it's just kind of been sitting here. I've actually been using it more as my clamp rack and just extra storage, but I'm going to be getting rid of this eventually, and I'm actually going to store my router table right here. And then the other thing that I want to add is in this area right here, I'm just going to put up some French cleats just for actual dedicated clamp storage. And of course, I do have my long track here for my circular saw. I'm going to be mounting that up top, probably above where the air conditioner is at some point, just kind of get out of the way. Then over here is where I roll over my shop cart, and this is nice and out of the way, and it's very convenient to be able to just move this easily in and out. And of course, for that one, I have my air compressor, some of the easier to get to stuff like glue and things like that. And then in the top drawer, we have some of the measuring tools and other stuff that I need access to pretty frequently. All right, so over here we got, of course, our miter station, and this thing has been just completely awesome. There's so much storage in this, and it's so useful to do it. So this is one of the projects that I'm happier that I finally decided to tackle. It's definitely well worth it, and these upper shelves were here beforehand. I'm not very enamored with them, to be honest. At some point, I'll probably end up replacing them just to get something that kind of fits a little bit more with all the new shop furniture that I have. But for now, it's functional and it works. Oh, Bob. Oh, my Bobs. All right, so over here, Bob Barker wanted to be in there. Mainly, he wanted to get to the ball right here. So over here we have just like an extra storage corner. So I have like some of my old tool chests, and of course the water heater, water filtration system, and other things I just kind of shoved into the corner. So this I'm really leaving alone for now. It's just really going to be storage. I might make something just to make it a little nicer and clean it off at some point. Then of course this is where the wife parks, and up here on the wall This is a walking stick that my wife used when we hiked Half Dome. She just kind of went with it the whole time, and which was a really big accomplishment for both of us, but particularly for my wife, because she always had a bit of an issue with heights. So being able to go all the way up to the top of Half Dome was kind of a big moment of kind of conquering that fear for her. So we keep this as like a memento. And speaking of mementos, we also have this one right up here. Anybody have any clue what the heck this is? Probably most of you don't. This is actually the grill off of my first vehicle, which was a '67 Chevy pickup, and that's all I got left of it, and I just can't bring myself to get rid of it, so it stays with me. So all these things that we've made over roughly the last year or so have just really greatly improved my ability to do projects in here. And there's a few more projects that I've in particular have done inside that'll be upcoming videos that this is just was indispensable to have this setup for me. Where we're going in the future for here, you know, honestly, I'm not sure. I've been having a blast making these videos and doing the projects for sure, and I'm not going to stop doing projects. Absolutely, I'm gonna keep on doing it. To be completely honest, the channel has been fun. Of course, you know, there's always ups and downs with YouTube. The growth hasn't been very impressive, to be honest. It's been almost a negative growth over time. When we first started and when I released the first couple of videos, we were getting way more than I expected. And I never really had any real expectations because it's just a hobby for me. Of course, I do have a day job, and if anybody's seen my website, I'm actually an emergency medicine physician for a full-time job. So this is just things that I like to do on the side. So when I first started doing the YouTube, we released our first couple of videos, and it was going way better than expected. But over time, I'm actually getting less new subscribers and less views per day, and a bunch of other metrics than I did then in like the second month of starting the channel. That's a little bit discouraging, so I'm not sure how aggressive I'm going to be with the scheduling. I'm not going to abandon it because, like I said, this is not a job. This is just for fun. But I may kind of tone down how frequently I'm doing the videos, depending on how I feel about it. I just don't want to burn myself out going forward in the future. I just want to make sure this stays as a fun hobby. So as I was mentioning for future videos, the next set coming up, I do have a handful of kitchen projects that I did and another interior project. So I'm going to be kind of doing those next. And then after that, I got a lot of plans on things I want to make in the future. So I'll kind of be trickling those out over time. But I also do want to mention that I do really greatly appreciate all the support and good comments that I've gotten so far on the videos. It's been really fun to see people's reactions to the stuff that I've been building. And it's also been really great seeing all the people who have been enjoying the projects and even like getting the plans for themselves on Etsy, which of course, you know, you can still make them without the plans, but the whole reason why I made those is for a lot of people, it just saves time. You don't have to, you know, get the whole layout, everything together. It takes a bit of time to do that, so you can just have it set out for you and just go make something and have fun with it. So that's going to be it for today. Just wanted to kind of let you guys and gals know where we're at and where we're headed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.